Well, I'm pretty sure most days I think to myself when I hear a celebrities die, my first thought is, huh, so when are we throwing the party? I'm not gonna lie, that's about the best reaction I can muster at the time. Um, except for like with one of these, I think I had the similar reaction to like one of these deaths that I had to like when I heard Jimmy Carter died a few months ago. Because I literally woke up from a nap and I would watch YouTube in the front room when I'm like living out of that rooms from time to time, and I was like, "What the fuck? Jimmy Carter's dead? Huh? Oh no." Anyway, because I was kind of like still half awake when I found out he was dead. But yeah, no, let's see. But I have to ask, like, I don't know why the scythe is swinging so much, but I have to ask, Karin, I hope your fairy at least sturdy enough to carry multiple people? Because Jesus Christ, let's see, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, and Julian LaFay died over the course of a few days of each other. I'm guessing, or at the very least a week. That's the part that has me stunned. Just stunned that these three went out. More so Ozzy and Hogan. Julian LaFay, it is a sad loss, though, I will admit. And I don't know I don't know. I mean, Julian LaFay, like, let me see, yeah, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Julian LaFay. I'm pretty sure those are the main ones that I know of. But Julian LaFay, I have to admit, that one was kind of just weirdly just. I guess, like, okay, have you ever been aware of someone who, they've contributed in some way to something you enjoy, but you never really grasp the full scope? You still don't. But their passing is a loss to a degree. I guess that's how I would describe Julian LaFay, because he's, I guess, the father of Elder Scrolls and a lot of fantasy RPGs we enjoy now. Or at the very least, he's contributed to a great degree. Like, I think when I found out about his death last night, I was thinking, like, in a weird way, he's kind of like Michael Moorcock. He has contributed to something, and his contribution is probably not that well known. The difference is, there was a point in history when Michael Moorcock was pretty well known and regarded, like the 70s, 80s, and maybe 90s. Julian LaFay didn't even have that, but yeah, that death was just that was more. I didn't. That was more of a blind side than a rifle being wielded by that douchebag Rick Grimes. Well, not douchebag. You get the point. So yeah, that one sucked. Then there was Ozzy. Like, Ozzy's death, I'm just going to assume this is what it felt like when Lemmy died, if you didn't know about his health. Because Ozzy, and I did not always like Ozzy Osbourne. I thought he was kind of a douchebag. But at least was aware that he was in a band. He had some cultural presence. Because, admittedly, I was not fully aware of Ozzy Osbourne until a few years ago. Like, I knew of him. I did. I knew what he did. I knew. He's in a similar position to Hulk Hogan. Like, if you were like me and you spent most of your days in middle school just watching TV and relaxing when you weren't playing video games, you knew of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne. I mainly knew Ozzy as some guy in the stupid World of Warcraft commercial. And I never played World of Warcraft, for the record, so to me it's stupid. I think most online games are stupid except for the Old Republic, and even then that's somewhat debatable. But a couple years ago when I learned about it, I was like, this guy's song's pretty good, especially War Pigs. That's probably one of the few songs he did with Sabbath I can name. The only thing I knew about him was one time he got drunk and high and pissed on a statue at the Alamo, which, I mean, on the bright side, a bunch of Alamo statues and bats can rest easy at night knowing they have one less threat to them. Yeah, no, I can't even make that joke. Screw it. But you knew of him, and you probably enjoyed his work. And I'll just get this out of the way. Like I said, I did not always like him. I thought he was kind of a douchebag with the stuff he did with Dio, that he got butt hurt, that he was either quit or fired from Black Sabbath. I thought some of the bullshit he did back then was childish, and really just not worth the effort, other than to placate his own hurt ego. And it's a good thing I waited 24 hours or longer given my laziness, but yeah, I take no joy in the fact he's dead. I think when I heard he was dead, I was a little shocked. Don't get me wrong, I was a little shocked, but I was more so shocked by just the fact, like, wait, he's finally dead. Because I think he's probably in a similar situation to Stan Lee. Like, I'm pretty sure most of us were like, never thought if Stan Lee would die one day. Well, probably more so comic fans. I'm more of the in and out with them. But that was kind of like with Ozzy Osbourne. And the only thing that was more shocking than finding out he was dead was that I found out a bunch of Black Sabbath members were still alive. I could have sworn Tony Iommi was dead. I thought I heard he was dead years ago. Same with all the other guys. To a point that I would jokingly tell my friends, like, how is it that of all those fuckers, the one who did all the drugs to the point that it ruined his ability to talk properly is still alive? Like, this is like Lemmy getting kicked out of Hawkwind, a band known for high drug use, and they kicked him out for too much drug use. Actually, that's impressive. It's kind of like the Bloody Baron getting kicked out of the most violent sect of his military for being too violent. But, yeah, shame he's gone. Then there was Hulk Hogan. Again, like I said with Ozzy, this was someone, and I was never a wrestling fan. I think I played one wrestling ring game when I was a kid, back on the PlayStation. I had no really care for wrestling or fighting. I just couldn't be bothered to give a shit. I was like, the only time I care about violence is if I'm beating something up in the game, or shooting something, or hunting something. That's about it. But like Ozzy, you at least knew of him. And also, apparently, there was a point in time when he could have been like The Rock, except, I don't know, still enjoyable. The Rock is just... I probably should have saved this for the rant part, but yeah, no, fuck it. The Rock is an overrated star. He's a manufactured star. Hulk Hogan, I at least found what he did entertaining, and also he was... usually when I saw him in something, even though I didn't watch wrestling, you could tell he was channeling the America fuck yeah, like, little thing. I at least found that amusing. I also could swear there was some attempts at blue-collarness, but that's probably just me seeing something that's not there. So when I heard he was dead, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? What the fuck, Ariok? Or Death? What the fuck, Thanatos? And your bitch cousin? What the hell? Like, I have to ask, why are so many people dying off now? Like, I know there's this joke where people would say, like, the boomers are dying off, and the cable companies will be going with them. I'm like, yeah, but, like, not like this. This is weird. It's beyond weird. It's super weird. It's stupid weird. It's the gay weird. It's gay. It's stupid. How it's happening. But, yeah, so that also sucked. Oh, and also, I guess this also should be stated, but as with all deaths, there are the usual moral fags who come out of the woodwork, and oh, I have so much to vent about and get off my chest and talk about how these people are proof that some people should have been aborted in the womb.
Indeed. And now he's here to us. So listen up, boy. Or pornography starring your mother will be the second worst thing that happens to you today.
Alright, so in the aftermath of these two celebrities dying, well, three, but Julian LaFay, as far as I'm aware, was at least spared of this bullshit. And also, one more thing about Julian LaFay. Also, remember how I said he reminds me of Michael Moorcock? Well, it was also funny that The Elder Scrolls has a bit of Elric Imelda Benet stuff in it. To my knowledge, like, there's the... what's that? There's a sword that's like Stormbringer, and there's also a Ruby Throne. I think it's gone by the time of Skyrim, though. But anyway, in the aftermath of Ozzy and Hulk Hogan passing it, this same level of dipshits that I'm used to seeing on the internet at this point, and honestly, I take great joy when I forget that they exist, decided to come out of the woodworks to show what classy vermin they are. Or, I'm sorry, classless vermin they are that probably should have been aborted in the womb or probably should have just given Uncle Buckshot a good blowjob at some point in the past. Calling both Ozzy and Hogan racist. Now, with Hulk Hogan, they called him a proud racist, but with Ozzy Osbourne, they also called him a racist, also that he was a Satanist or something, which these sound like the words of people who were, one, blowing smoke out their ass, and two, were never in danger of doing proper research a day in their fucking lives. There, they just make shit up for, I don't know, clout, like Johnny Somalia. And much like Johnny Somalia, my feelings towards them can be summed up pretty well.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And, yeah, that's basically them. To this, I would like to say, can I get a cited source? I mean, I know I'm not going to, because these dipshits usually responded to a request for a citation with, you misspelled this and that, Mr. Aspiring Author, which shows me that these douchebags never grew up that much after high school, or middle school in this case. Including David Levitt, who, David Levitt, if you happen to come across this, eat shit. With Hulk Hogan, I could maybe see why an idiot would think that, because he said, I guess, the N-word one time that split the wrestling people down the middle, where the younger guys were a little butthurt about it, but the older guys were kind of like, he said it once, fuck it. But here's the thing, that only happened once. And also, as far as I'm concerned, Hulk Hogan completely and utterly redeemed himself with one simple thing. That if there is anything he deserves accolades for that outweighs all the other things he did for wrestling and pop culture at large and entertainment, it's the fact he sunk Gawker worse than an iceberg did the Titanic. Like, I feel no sympathy for Gawker. Those fuckers deserve to lose their jobs. They deserve to be out a paycheck or two from time to time, especially since one of these scum fucks also popped off the mouth about him. To which all I can say is, neener fucking neener. You got what you fucking deserve, you stupid bulldog bitch. You were told to drop the sex tape by a court order. You did not. You were an acrimonious cabal of douchebags who got what you fucking deserved. And also, I have to ask, where was the loss? I'm pretty sure most sane people who knew what Gawker was doing half the time, because they were usually subjected to hearing their stupid articles all the time about how horrible gamers and so were, like with Gamergate, and thought to themselves, and nothing of value was lost. So, no, as far as I'm concerned, Hulk Hogan deserves a medal for that. He not only deserves a medal, anyone who's butthurt about him saying the N-word, blow me. Because if you don't like the N-word being said, maybe you shouldn't be having it sang in every fucking rap song within 500 yards. But then again, I'm not the biggest fan of rap concern. I view it as a overrated, shitty genre of music. Sometimes like pop, but rap just sounds like an angry, obnoxious prick I knew in high school who's begging for a punch to the jaw. And Lizelle, that is directed at you, jackass. Hulk Hogan did nothing wrong. Ozzy Osbourne is the one that also gets me too. What it gets me about that is, okay, this guy was Eurotrash. I don't even mean that in a derogatory sense. I mean, this guy was a Euro. He was annoying like one. I'm pretty sure he still had some of the mindset of one. Replete with get the jab at all costs. Oh, wait, never mind. That's probably not a good point. But this guy came from Britain, a country where there was not the whole segregation bullshit as much. In fact, I would guess that it wasn't even existent because, unlike with Lincoln, Britain actually dealt with it through manumissions because they actually wanted to resolve the problem, or at least the people at the time did. So there's that. Ozzy came from that kind of environment. Downside, he also sounded like a Birmingham retard. But that's beside the point. I've never heard of him doing something that could be construed as racist. But then again, I'm expecting logic and reason from a online cabal of dipshits who are the embodiment of my new belief that stupid people are worse than evil people. Because at least evil people could have existed in a vacuum, if it wasn't for stupid people. Because these are the same phylum of fuckwits who love to shit on every dead person I have even the vaguest of respect for the dumbest of reasons. Like, oh, Lovecraft and Robert Howard racist. Okay, and they never hurt anyone. They never bugged anyone. Also, ironically, Lovecraft is actually a bit more open-minded than most of these dipshit cunts have ever been a day in their life. So yeah, Ozzy did nothing wrong in this respect, and the fact that these scumfucks, like, they always do this, we know this, they did this when Sean Connery died, which, honestly, I would bet money he might have been joking with the statement about resetting a hard drive when a woman gets hysterical, although, for the sake of triggering people and just letting you know where I stand when it comes to people in general, I'm fine with resetting the hard drive with a good slap. I don't care if I go to hell for that. Fuck it. I do not feel bad for the things that these people are complaining about because they're just words. Also, they tried to say Hulk Hogan was a proud racist. I'm like, where? Like, it wasn't like he was David Dukes or some very wide-known Klansman. Also, some of these people were pretty upfront with they were celebrating his death because he was, I guess, right-wing. Which, okay, well then by that same logic, I get to celebrate whenever you dumbass leftists die. I shouldn't. That's fucked up. Also, I prefer not to think of you in general because you're an unpleasant thought. Like most Japanese porn. Like with Steve Shives, I take great joy for every day that goes by when I forget that Steve Shives exists, or Chris Gayrun, or Amazing Atheist. Although you should probably take out the amazing part because he ain't that amazing. He sucks. Yeah, no. By that same logic, I get to celebrate whenever one of you gets bumped off by nature. That or Jackie Rippey gets a little too happy one day. But yeah, no. These people are scum. They are subhuman garbage. Kind of like commies. These men did nothing wrong. Hulk Hogan especially did nothing wrong because, again, he did not hurt anyone, to my knowledge. He did not break any laws. He was not convicted in a court of law of doing anything that is objectable. Well, maybe not seriously objectable. I will confess that I'm open to the idea that he probably has done something, just not something serious. No different than most celebrities in the past who were normal people. Don't believe me? Look at Robert Mitchum. He was caught smoking the wacky tobacco back when they were doing Out of the Past. And I think I've dragged this out longer. So yeah, I will say this. As much as I probably had some disdain for Ozzy Osbourne, I am grateful to him as a musician. Well, not as a fellow musician, because if you've heard this voice, you know I can't sing worth shit. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to torture a terrorist, I would give me or a fellow monotone a karaoke mic and have him sing. That terrorist will be begging for the sweet release of death soon. That would be like, he's in Pakistan! He's in Pakistan! What else? I don't know. Okay, get the metal boot and stomp on his dick while we play more karaoke. But I am grateful to Ozzy Osbourne because he made good music. Kind of like Alice Cooper. The difference is Alice Cooper had an interesting choice of face makeup, which, by the way, compared to what Kiss would wear, is pretty good. And also, Kiss, your face paint is overrated. Alice Cooper has a better design philosophy. Also, he had to put up with way bigger shit, I'm guessing, because they would blame him for everything. But, yeah, no. God, well, fuck it. I still fall between deist and agnostic. But yeah, no, God fucking speed to Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan for their contributions to their sphere of entertainment, and Godspeed or I don't know, Giuliano speed, or actually, no, better yet, Talos speed to Julian LeFay for his contributions to the fantasy genre of video games. These men should be applauded and remembered well. And also, there's one other small fact, though, about the death of about Julian LeFay that does make me laugh, though. Bethesda put out a statement, and this was the shocker. This is the thing that left me flabbergasted. In their statement, Bethesda got it right. Like, imagine seeing a chronic fuck-up get something right. I had to check my pulse to see if I was suffering a... oh, wait, I said God's... Oh, dang it, I said God effing speed. Oh, crap. But yeah, no, I had to check my pulse. I was like, oh, God, wait a minute. Bethesda did something right. Have I suffered a stroke? Have I suffered... Am I in hell? Is this the nether realm? Am I hallucinating? Am I trapped in my own mind and hallucinating things? Yeah, no, that's weird. Also, well, fuck it. This is for my own personal sanity. Sorry, God, about that. Crom damn speed. God, all that self-control for nothing. So yeah, no, rip Ozzy Osbourne. Well, actually, no. Rip Hulk Hogan and rip Julian LeFay. I would say rip in peace Ozzy, but I'm pretty sure if he got to heaven, he would be bored as hell there. Like, I'm pretty sure New Jerusalem does not sound like something he would enjoy. Especially if his lungs get a repair and all the damage done by drugs wasn't done to his soul. But, yeah, no, rip to these men, and may their legacy continue to live on and outshine all their worst detractors. And Hulk... Oh, actually, I should say this also. Even though I wasn't aware of Hulk Hogan, I wasn't a big fan, I did appreciate the fact that he was a part of the culture, unlike most Republicans, who bitch and moan but do nothing because they're fucking losers, factually and objectively and judgmentally. And, yeah, no, I think that's where I'm going to end it. Have a nice day, and Yima O hidden all that.